Shalom, it's Levi Shore. Welcome back to Sweet and Good Torah. Okay, we're doing Parsha Lech Lecha. Avraham Avinu, Abraham, the man who changed the world more than any other person in the history of mankind. The person who's called the father of many nations, and every major world religion is his children. We see Avraham, his son Yishmael, his children gave birth to Islam. We see his son, his grandson Esav gave birth to the Roman Empire and adopted Christianity, the religion of Christianity. And Avraham, a lot of people don't know this, he remarried Hagar, and now she's called Keturah, and they had more children, and they sent them to the east. And Hinduism comes out of Abraham's children. And it's very interesting. And if you look into the origins of Brahmanism, so it's Brahma, Avram, Abram, and who's his wife? Saraswati, Sarah. Fascinating. And Saraswati means, I think, she who possesses speech. It's one of the definitions. So you see Avram, and Sarah, and out of them comes Hinduism, and then out of Hinduism comes Buddhism. And you see all the major religions of the world right now are all from Avraham. But who carried on Abraham's tradition? So what did Avraham do? He started the most powerful revolution in the world, a revolution that's been unfolding over 4,000 years, his revolution of Torah, and we're going to see its completion. We're going to see its completion with Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David. So Avraham started, how did he start this Torah revolution? He started this Torah revolution because he stood up to the first king of the world, the first emperor, the first human king of the world, Nimrod, whose name means we will rebel. So what happened? So people at Yerushalayim, they were terrified of Hashem when Hashem brought the flood to destroy all the children of Cain for their wicked behavior. And the world was restarted with the righteous, the tzaddik, Noah and his ark and his righteous family, and they restarted the world. And then his three sons, Shem, who, the Jewish people are going to be descended from Shem, but also the Asian nations. And then Yafes and the European nations are descendants from Yafes. And then Ham, the African nations, and the whole world restarted. But Nimrod took everyone's fear. They were afraid of Hashem. They were all living in the mountains. They were terrified of another flood. And Nimrod said, come down to the valley of Shinar, and we'll build 4 mighty pillars, 4 mighty skyscrapers. And we'll hold up the sky, and we build a massive city in the middle where we can all live. But they only built one skyscraper, and they forgot about the city. And it was the Migdal Bavel, the Tower of Babel. And then we know Hashem, he separated everyone and he confused their speech. But only one man, a 48-year-old man named Avraham, stood up to Nimrod and said, I won't work on this project. And Avraham dedicated his life to a life of Vayikra Hashem. He called out in the name of Hashem. And Avraham started his revolution of Torah through kindness, through chesed. And him and his wife Sarah, they opened their tents on 4 sides, and they welcomed travelers from all over the world. And they set out luxurious meals in front of these travelers in the middle of nowhere, like a 5-star hotel in the middle of nowhere. And they gave them this luxurious meal, and they brought in the best wines and the best meats and the best food. And he brings out this huge bill because it was a 5-star incredible restaurant. And they're like, oh, we didn't know, it's so expensive. And Avraham says, if you just thank the creator of all the animals, and you thank the creator of all these delicious foods, all the fruits and the vegetables, your meal will be free. Just thank Hashem. Just thank the infinite being that created us all. Thank him, and your meal is free, because Hashem gave it to you all. And just incredible through the act of chesed, through kindness, he began to change the whole world and he stood up against all the wickedness in his days. But not only that, he had compassion. So even when his student Lot, his nephew, his greatest Torah student, his greatest helper in this Torah revolution, goes off the derech and wants to move to Sodom, to a life of wealth, and just greed and just indulging in the physical pleasures. It's like a prize, it's like a Rosh Hashiva's prize Torah student goes to Las Vegas. Rebbe, I'm sorry, I'm going to become a blackjack dealer, I'm going to make tons of money, I'm living in Vegas, I'm going to open up a casino. And then Lot is captured in the war of the 4 kings and the 5 kings, and now we see Nimrod brought down a notch. Nimrod is just one of the four kings, no longer the only king, the most powerful king. But there's other wicked kings now, and there's 5 wicked kings, of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the 5 cities around what's now the Dead Sea. It used to be the most luscious, rich, fertile, metropolis of these 5 great cities, and the richest agriculture in the world, and the greatest wealth. And then we see it now, it's just this the cursed area that is the Dead Sea. But Avraham, 4,000 years ago, he started this Torah revolution of kindness. And then he passed it on to his son, Yitzhak. And he also brought out, in Yitzhak, Isaac, he brought out another dimension of Gevurah, of also strength and self-control, another aspect of serving Hashem. And then it was all brought together with Yaakov Avinu, Jacob, who brought the balance between chesed, between kindness and love, and strength and self-control, and brought them balanced into beauty of Tiferes and emes, and the emes of the Torah. And the Torah is fully appreciated through emes. The Torah is the ultimate emes, the ultimate truth of this beautiful world that's created by this infinite being that loves us all. And Avraham started that message that Hashem loves us all, and he did this through showing kindness and love to all those around him. And then Yaakov had 12 righteous sons, the Shvatim, the tribes, and they carry on the duty. And we, the Jewish people, we carry on the mission, we carry this Torah revolution, and we're going to see it to the end. Bizrat Hashem, we're going to see the coming of Mashiach ben Yosef, Mashiach ben David, these great kings in the land of Israel, and we'll see the fulfillment of Abraham's revolution of Torah, and calling out in the name of Hashem, and teaching the world that it's a beautiful world, and we've been given life every day by Hashem, this infinite being that loves us. And it all begins with chesed. It all begins with kindness and love. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you back again soon on Sweet and Good Torah.